Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to a predictions video for this year's WWE Bad Blood. Of course being held at the State Farm Arena, Atlanta, Georgia. Of course Cody Rhodes' neck of the woods. Now I cannot believe it's been 27 years. Yeah, I had to think about that for a while. Yeah, it was 1997, 27 years since the first Bad Blood, and of course that iconic moment between Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, and then of course the debut of Kane, the first ever Hell in a Cell. And since then there's actually only been 3 Bad Bloods. This is the 4th ever Bad Blood in its history, which is nuts. I swear there was more than that, but obviously not. Now at the moment, on time of recording this video, and this is prior to this week's episode of SmackDown, so this is kind of the past Wiz. Future Wiz would have already delivered Wiz Reviews SmackDown, and we'll probably know a little bit more in regards to the Nia Jax, Bayley, Naomi, Tiffany Stratton sort of situation. But on time of recording this video, there's actually only 4 official matches. Obviously there's going to be 5, there could potentially be 6, and we'll discuss that at the end of the video. But on time of recording this video, this is what currently stands on the card. Now, Triple H is known on these sort of B-level PLEs to not really stack the match cards, but deliver in terms of match quality. So I don't think we'll see too many more matches, but I think the quality of the matches will be high-end, and I think it will deliver. I don't think it'll be a groundbreaking show. This is a B-level PLE, or it certainly feels like that. It's certainly not massively stacked, but the few matches that we do have are pretty tasty. And of course, referring to 1997 and the first ever Hell in a Cell match, we've got to kick things off with Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk in Hell in a Cell. Now this match is going to be fire. One thing guaranteed is there's going to be a lot of blood, which it kind of has to be if it's Bad Blood, right? And this is going to be personal. I would not be surprised if we see the wives of either CM Punk and Drew McIntyre actually turn up. Do we see AJ Lee come to the sort of plea, in a way, I suppose, of CM Punk? Try and sort of negotiate a little bit with him when he starts to go too far. This is going to be a massacre. And quite frankly, it doesn't really matter who wins in this match. It's just going to be a brutal personal rivalry that's gone too far. But I think one thing we can all agree on is we never want to see that CM Punk bracelet ever again. And I don't think we ever want to see CM Punk and Drew McIntyre in another feud. This has gone on for, what, 9 months or so? And yes, I get it. CM Punk was injured for the majority of this feud. But this has gone on way too long, and this rubber match will be settled. I actually think that CM Punk is going to get the victory, because I actually can see CM Punk going after Gunther and the World Heavyweight Championship, just like he said he was going to do prior to Drew McIntyre getting involved again in winning that match. But I can very well see Drew McIntyre winning as well. I don't think it really matters. I don't think either of them are going to be ruined. You could argue that CM Punk has screwed Drew McIntyre out of major moments, and therefore Drew McIntyre needs a little bit of redemption. But in a nutshell, really, with this, I don't think it matters who wins. I'm going to go with CM Punk if I had to pick. CM Punk, yeah, I'm going to commit to it. Next up, we got another extremely personal rivalry between Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Of course, Damian Priest, the former, seems like now when we look at it, leader of the Judgment Day. It doesn't really feel like there's an authoritative leader in the Judgment Day at the moment. Finn Balor kind of thinks he is, but he blames Damian Priest for the past. He thinks Damian Priest screwed him out of that match, that title match for the World Heavyweight Championship against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam way back when. And of course, he got his revenge. He screwed Damian Priest at this year's SummerSlam against Gunther. And there's just going to be this whole back and forth between the two of them. Who's the most dominant alpha male, because Finn Balor felt like he was this sidekick. He felt like he was Damian Priest's lackey whilst in the Judgment Day, and he ain't no sidekick, and he wants to prove that he's the dominant force. Again, it doesn't really matter in this match. It's not going to kill either one of them if they were to lose, but if I had to pick, I actually think it's going to be Damian Priest because of some other shenanigans going on in the Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley match. I don't think we're going to see both Terror Twins lose over the PLE night, but never say never. You know, it can happen. It can be unpredictable. I wouldn't mind a Finn win here, to be honest with you. Pick him back up, but I can see it going, Damian Priest wins here. I can see him winning clean. I legitimately can. I think he can go over Finn clean, and then Finn just doesn't give up. He wants a rematch. He could potentially tease the Demon. I'd love to see that. Then they have another match, and then there's a rubber match for a third match. I can see it going on and on and on. I really can. But Damian Priest could win this and just settle it there and then, and we don't see this continue. Or Finn Balor wins. But my gut instinct kind of tells me that Damian Priest is going to get the win, resisting other Judgment Day members that are surely going to get involved. This isn't Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley and Dom in a shark cage. This is Dom able to get involved in this match, and I think he will. But I do think Priest gets the victory. Although I'm slightly hesitant on that one. What do you think? Now, of course, that segues nicely in to Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Another personal rivalry, mainly due to the fact that Liv Morgan took Rhea Ripley's man. Wow. Not really a man, is he? But you know what I mean. Like, there is serious beef. This is a seriously heated personal rivalry. And we're all down for it. Like, this is the ultimate cat fight that you just want to see. But Rhea Ripley is the dominant weapon. Clearly, we know that Liv Morgan is weaker than Rhea Ripley when it comes to in-ring ability. Like, that's no secret. But Liv Morgan is absolutely killing it when it comes to this heel persona, this heel role. She's so irritating. The laugh, the way she speaks with that sort of whiny voice is irritating. And of course, alongside Dominic Mysterio, they're the perfect match to just get booed out the building. And that's exactly what's happening on a week-to-week, day-to-day basis. And we're all down for it. Now, do I think that Mami should win? Oh, 100%. But I don't think she's going to. The very fact that Dominic Mysterio is in this shark cage, looking pretty happy in the shark cage, by the way, in the promo poster, tells me that Liv Morgan has got a plan B. As Triple H used to say, there's always a plan B. And I think Liv Morgan's plan B, and this isn't a shock, a lot of people think this, is going to be Raquel. The return of Raquel, it makes sense, of course, former tag team champions. And of course, there is so much bad blood, no pun intended, between Rhea Ripley and Raquel. I can see Raquel coming in almost as a sort of enforcer, if you like, for Liv Morgan. Or just there for one night only to screw Rhea Ripley out of the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, just because Dominic Mysterio is way up high in a shark cage having a jolly good time, it does not mean that others can't get involved. And of course, the other members of the Judgment Day are going to get involved to try and help Liv Morgan. You know it's going to be some form of screw job. And I can well see Rhea Ripley being the victim here. But this is just the start. And I could honestly see Liv Morgan keeping this belt till WrestleMania. Honestly, I think it's going to be a while until we see Liv Morgan drop that belt. Mainly because there's so much heat on the Judgment Day. There's so much heat on Liv and Dom. And you want to keep that rolling. You want fans to be frothing at the mouth for Rhea Ripley to get her title back when the time comes. But for now, I think one half of the Terror Twins in Rhea Ripley loses. And then the other half of the Terror Twins in Damian Priest wins. Or, as Finn Balor predicted, both former members of the Judgment Day will come crashing down at Bad Blood and both lose. And there's well that possibility. What do you think? Now, on time of recording this video, this match hasn't actually been made official, as in we definitely know for sure who Nia Jax is facing for the Women's WWE Championship. And this is obviously prior to SmackDown. So by now, you'll know who's won out of Bayley and Naomi. Is there potentially a screw job? My guess is potentially, and again, this is just my prediction into the future, that maybe we get a triple threat match at Bad Blood between Nia Jax, Bayley, and of course Naomi. Or Bayley gets the victory, Bayley versus Nia Jax, which is probably more likely. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I'm saying that's my prediction for SmackDown, right? If that's the case, I could well see Naomi accidentally or accidentally on purpose costing Bayley. Either way, I think they're teasing a Naomi heel turn. I can't see Bayley turning this soon after her babyface run. So I could well see some form of controversy. Either way, Nia Jax is leaving Bad Blood as the women's WWE champion. I don't think it's the right time right now to take the title off her. You got all that teased tension between her and Tiffy with the Money in the Bank briefcase, which of course she could tease a cash in. I think that might well happen, but I don't think it's going to be official. I can't see them putting the strap on Tiffany just yet, which kind of leaves an opening for a certain queen, a certain Charlotte Flair returning. And I could well see Nia Jax hoisting the title up, proud as punch. She's got Tiffy by her side, who hasn't successfully cashed in. And then the queen comes out. You get that stare down. Nia Jax versus Charlotte Flair, which obviously is going to segue into Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania next year in a one-on-one match. A match we all need to see. But either way, in this match specifically, Nia Jax leaves as the champion. Now, of course, that brings us on to the main course. Could be the main event. Of course, it's well possible that Punk McIntyre main events, and I personally think it should. If I had my choice, my pick, that is exactly what I would do. But WWE might well go for the Bloodline, Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes as the main event. Potentially. Now, you never thought in a million years you would see Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns team up, but here we are. Now, when it comes to the victor, and I know this sounds a bit controversial, but bear with me and remember the bigger picture as well, right? I actually think that the Bloodline get the victory here, and even more controversially, Jacob Fatu actually pins Roman Reigns. Now, here's my reasoning behind it. Now, it will definitely be a screw job. It won't be a clean way to get to that pin. There's going to be some form of screw job. We may even see another member debut. Zilla Fatu might join Solo Sikoa and co as part of this new Bloodline. But either way, they want you to build sympathy with Roman Reigns. You want to feel that Roman Reigns is being kicked and he keeps getting kicked again and again and again and getting knocked down. He's lost everything. It's no longer his WWE, as Cody Rhodes said. You know, Cody Rhodes is the main champion here. He's the main face of WWE at this moment. Now, fans might argue that Roman Reigns is the top dog, but either way, you want to build this sympathy. Now, if we look at things moving forward, the bigger picture is Survivor Series War Games. That's where it matters. That's where Roman Reigns, in my opinion, will get his revenge and defeat the Bloodline 2.0. Whoever he's got on his side will have to wait and see. This is what feels like a lesser PLE. Roman can take the pin. It's not going to hurt him. There can be this screw job, this extra member. Like, he doesn't need to be clean as a whistle. Roman will get his revenge. This storyline is personal between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Roman wants the Ulafala back. He wants to be the tribal chief once more, and Solo Sikoa is taking all of that away from him. With Roman Reigns getting pinned by Jacob Fatu, it further accelerates that storyline moving forward. Fans are going to be desperate for Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu once they're done inevitably with Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. That can come later, and for a while you think, is Jacob Fatu the top dog here? Is he the dominant one over Roman Reigns? And then you tease that friction between the two of them. You've got more meat on the bones with this storyline moving forward. And it just makes sense. Like, if Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes get the victory, where do you kind of go from there? Now, I want to see Cody Rhodes get completely out of this storyline. I don't want to see him as part of this Bloodline storyline. I want to see Roman Reigns recruit his former Bloodline members, because that would be badass. And I think fans want to see that as well along the way. How they get there, I do not know. Are we going to see Jimmy Uso? I don't think so. I think if we see him, then obviously Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes will probably get the victory. But I don't think we see him just yet. I think Roman gets defeated here, Cody gets defeated here, and then out of this PLE, we see more development moving forward between this Bloodline dynamic, with Cody out of it, interject the old members of the Bloodline. But what do you think? Get down in the comments section, share your thoughts and opinions. But either way, I'm going for the Bloodline to win. Now, on time of recording this video, of course, I've gone through 5 matches. 4 official, 1 that's going to be official after this week's episode of SmackDown in the Nia Jax, Bayley, Naomi situation, whatever goes on. But there could also be another match added on the Raw side. We could well get Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's, of course, if Gunther finally accepts Sami Zayn's challenge. I feel like it's going to be like a year before he finally does. But there's well the possibility that he accepts that challenge this Monday on Raw, and then we get that matchup. In terms of the victor, it's going to be the ring general, isn't it? They're going to tease potential friction in the future between Ludwig Kaiser and Gunther. They're going to make you feel that Ludwig Kaiser's going to screw Gunther, but he's not. They're going to tease that, dangle that there for the future. But Gunther will retain if they have that matchup. Now, in terms of returns, I could well see Charlotte, as I said earlier. I could well see Raquel coming back. In terms of Wyatt 6 involvement, and I know there's going to be the question in terms of that, potentially, I can't see where they'd fit in on the PLE, and that's the beauty of it, really, I suppose, in a way. Do we see some Judgment Day shenanigans in interactions between the Wyatt 6? My guess would be we don't see the Wyatt 6, but be prepared for it. Be prepared for the unexpected. There's been a lot of Alexa Bliss teases lately. Like, you never know what could happen in the world of WWE. Just look at this week's episode of Monday Night Raw and Jey Uso beating Braun Breaker. Didn't see that one coming and it happened, right? So they're being more unpredictable with their booking. And I'd like to think on a show with not many matches that we can potentially see some surprises and shocks along the way. But what do you think? Get down in the comments section, share your thoughts and opinions. And as always, it'd be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. We'll catch you in the next one.